writing a paper can be a very difficult task for a lot of people. And today I'm going to be talking about 6 easy steps that you can take that's going to make that a whole lot easier. Okay, step 1 is you need to choose your topic. That can either be something that you choose, personal, that's really important to you, or it can be something that the teacher assigns to you. Okay, next step is to review the guidelines that your teacher has provided for you. Every teacher is going to give you a rubric for any project or paper that you do. And on that rubric, it's going to have important information that you need to know that they'll count off points for. So you need to know what type of format, whether it be MLA or APA. You need to know what font size they expect and what font type they want, like Times New Roman, etc. And the number of pages. You need to know the length. That's very important too. If you do any of these wrongs, that's an easy 10 points off. That's really not necessary. Okay, step 3 is when you start looking at your information. You can get information from newspaper articles, books, internet sources, websites. You can even do personal interviews with people. When you use a website, you need to make sure that your source is credible, and you need to make sure that it's not something like Wikipedia where just anybody can go in and change the information. Step 4 is you need to make an outline. Now, a lot of people think that making an outline is a really important task and it has to be perfect and really formal. Well, it doesn't. Half the time I just write mine on a scrap sheet of paper or even a napkin in a restaurant if you want to. I just like to have somewhere that you write all your ideas down, and this is also where you can start getting an idea of what your paper will look like, where you want certain information to go, what paragraphs, how many pages it could be, all that. Okay, step 5, this is the important one, is you're going to start writing your paper. For your paper, generally you'll have a starting paragraph, and this is where you need to have your attention grabber. This is where you're going to get people's attention and tell them what your paper is going to be about. This is kind of like a condensed version of what is going to be in your paper, and it's very important to be able to make this good. Next is your body paragraphs, and that's generally the meat of your paper. It's where all your important information goes, all of the resources that you've looked up are going to go here. And generally, a basic paper has 3 to 4 paragraphs, body paragraphs. And then last is your conclusion. And this is going to be just like a sum up of everything that you've talked about in your paper. This really isn't important, and a lot of teachers don't even require this, but I like to put it just to go back over what the paper was about. Okay, step 6, and this is the last one, and one of the most important ones is to have somebody proofread your paper. It's always important to have another set of eyes go over your paper and make sure that grammar is right, there's no spelling errors, the paper flows well, because if your paper doesn't flow and it's really choppy, no teacher is going to give you an A. So if you follow all of these steps, you're going to definitely get an A on your next paper. And there's just some points I want to re-illustrate that are really important. The first one is to make sure that your internet sources are credible. The next is make sure that you have someone proofread your paper. Those two are the two that I found are most helpful because you don't want false information in your paper. Also, something that you need to make sure also, another thing that you want to make sure you have is a citation page that has all of the sources that you used, and make sure that you didn't plagiarize any of your work and give the right people credit.